Hello and welcome to the Flexline media coverage of the back nine of the Run It Disc Golf Sunday League feature card here at Ascot, the final round. I'm Elliot Faulkner, joined by
Ashton Clark. Nice to be back again for a back nine at Ascot. We had a few struggles on the front nine, but coming into the back nine, we're looking to start scoring a bit better. Now, Elliot, for the people who might not know, can you give us a bit of a rundown on the format of the league?
Yeah, so the league worked on a top 5 average ratings system. So take your top 5 rounds, that the best ratings that you had, find the average, and the player with the best average wins the league. So for Jai and Eilish, it's fairly locked up already, spoiler alert, but for Ashton and Joe there is still a battle on here, and Ashton currently has the lead by 2 strokes, so interesting to see how we get on through the back nine.
Yeah, I think from the stats we're looking at, I'll have to extend that by quite a few if I'm going to want to take first. But going into hole 10, we've got a par 3, 99 metres, straight forward, and you're just looking to get over the hill and not put it long into the bushes, really. Quite a simple hole.
Yeah, look, I did the math, and you're going to need to birdie out to beat Joe. We'll see if you've got it in the locker. I know you can probably birdie every hole, but whether you can do it all on coverage in one round.
About to find out, aren't we?
That looks pretty good.
Maybe.
The basket is off to the right there, and you sort of got to throw it up and over the hill.
Also, Joe looking for the forehand here. There's a lot more open space out to the left, so it's a good option if you've got the distance.
We've got the fisheye lens on here as well. Beautiful scenes down at Ascot. Sunny sky.
Jai ripping one straight at it. It might be a bit low. You really have to crest over the top of this hill. Oh, he's got a massive skip there, so he'll have a look at the basket.
Now, this was the first hole on the course by number that has been aced this season. Sam Lycan of the junior division throwing it in off the tee. Pretty incredible ace, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's massive. Cool. Nice easy up for Jai there. Joe looking for his birdie, and that's a confident start to the back nine.
And the replay for the circle 2 putt.
Yeah, looks like he's sitting at probably 12, 13 metres there. Great one.
Retrieving the P2. He'll be wrapped to get his back nine off to that kind of start. The back nine is where the breathing room is on this course, really. Unfortunate just to leave that a bit high.
Yeah, getting big putted. Oh, nice par from Eilish there. That wasn't a short putt for cleanup, so well done.
And what's at stake here today is $900 worth of prizes across the 3 divisions. So, yeah, the pressure is on.
Yeah, it's awesome to see what you guys with Run It Disc Golf have been able to do in Christchurch, setting up all these new opportunities for the players to get out and get some sanctioned rounds, and the putting leagues as well. It's been really good.
Appreciate that. Here's hole 11, 76 metres, one of the shorter ones on the course, but don't let that fool you. This is a hard hole to birdie. That low ceiling right at the end makes it really tricky to get into the circle. What's your preferred line on this one, Ashton?
So probably similar to what I think Joe was going for there. Kind of aim for the left side of the gap and have something turn and drop, and then hopefully slide in there to the pin.
Eilish looking to maybe throw the Heiser line. I don't know how much of a line there is there.
Yeah,
I try and throw the line you're describing with limited results.
There's definitely a few different ways to attack it if there's no wind out, but in the headwind it really takes all of the over the top or the low skipping plays out of it.
That's pretty much as much as you can ask for there as well. Oh, and here we go.
Yeah, so like I said before, just trying to get a little bit of turn out of the hand. I'm definitely a bit lucky to miss all 3 of those trees there, but you got to take it when it comes.
And it might look like there's an option to go up and around, but these trees are so catchy and so wide that anything that you attempt there just gets gobbled up.
Also, Jai struggling to get his upshot into the circle there. He's going to have to lay up for a bogey. Joe with a safe run. He'll be looking at a 3 there. And slightly wide from Eilish, but she's still close.
You for the elusive 2. Oh, well done.
Yeah, really happy to get that one. That's kind of one that gets away from me most rounds out here. Being a 76-metre hole, you want to be taking it, really.
You'd think that, but you were the only birdie on the day, and the hole played 0.34 over. 0.34 may not sound like a lot, but nobody's birdieing it.
Yeah, the low ceiling comes into play a lot earlier than it looks like it does off the tee, so it's easy to get caught up in the trees there. So, hole 12, another short par 3. This is one of the, we would say, must-gets on the course, I reckon. Really just throwing a straight mid or a putter if you've got it, and you're usually got quite a helpful left-to-right tailwind for the shot.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the course, so as I was saying in the intro there, a little bit of breathing room, opportunity to start scoring, and hopefully wind back some of those bogeys that you may have accumulated in the front 9.
So I ended up well short there, and Joe opts for the forehand again, and he's put it wide left, so no one yet to park the gimme hole.
Gimme's a stretch. I don't feel like there's any gimmies at Ascot, but it is one that most people will be looking to birdie. It got aced not once, not twice, but 3 times during the course of the league, with Dmitry Sabatov, Sebastian Faulkner and Jono Scott all throwing it in for 1.
So Jai with the best drive there, looks like he's about circle's edge. Nice upshot from Eilish out of the trees. Got a deep circle 2 chance.
Give it a good run.
Not quite. Joe with about a similar distance look. And definitely scaring the basket, but a little bit low. So Jai, I'd say, is outside of the circle here and absolutely centres it.
Hard of the chains. And a replay. The run it replay. He sure did run it. Been practicing those ones down at our putting league.
Cool, so that's great momentum starting the back 9 for Jai. You're looking to get a few more birdies on the card. Good clean up from Eilish after being in the trees off the tee. And I'm just looking to save my par. Went a little bit further than I would have liked with the headwind. Well, those are the ones that I like to take a bit more time on, especially when it's windy like this.
Yeah, you do have to make sure of it. You walk away from this hole with a bogey, and it sort of can really rattle the mindset for the rest of the round.
Oh, for sure.
Hole number 13, 103 metres. Basically right behind the centre of the 2 poplars you can see on the left. Most players will opt for some sort of hyzer or stall play around the left side, but the prevailing easterly pushes the disc to the right, so pretty hard to get it to hook round. You've got to know your discs, you've got to know the wind.
Yeah, and getting in there is just the first challenge, because you can see there's a couple of trees right on top of the basket, so you can be well within the circle and have absolutely nothing. Another problem is you can see Jai just finding the trees long there, so it's really quite a tight window you want to get into to have a easy putt at the basket.
Yeah, so you went a lot higher than Jai, and you can see that it just sort of holds up, stalls, and comes around and gives you that look at the basket.
Still outside the circle though, so looking to push a bit more and maybe crash those trees that are actually guarding the basket.
Somewhat like that.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
Thanks, Joe.
Oh, a low drive out of Eilish. Can she get some skip off the hill?
I should get a clean look at the basket. Well, more or less. There's always that tree in the way, but she's navigated the poplars. Can she swing one round the back of that tree? Not quite. There's going to be some sort of weird window look there, hopefully. Here's Jai. Found trouble. Looks like he's throwing a... I don't even know. What do you call that?
Wee scuba looking something, I guess. Unfortunately doesn't quite make it out of the bushes, so he'll be scrambling for his bogey now.
Yeah, looks like he can throw a normal shot from here, though.
Well, that should be puttable from there.
Here's you, Ashton Clark, for 2.
And
quarter change, just
left
a little
off the
tickle.
chains. Yeah, the circle, edge of circle and outwards putting this round really not seeming to come together. Joe with a great straddle knee putt through the bush, I think. Yeah, definitely. Looks like he went through that little gap in the branches there.
Yeah, great technique. Oh, this is what Eilish has got. Is there a gap? There was. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, so like we said off the tee, she's deep in the circle, but not quite any easy look at the basket.
Assertive putt from Jai there, making sure of that 4. Taking your time.
Yeah, so just tapping in another par there.
Okay, and we have Ashton pushing out to a 2 down. Joe got the 1 down.
So, hole 14, par 4, 135 metres. This is one of the easier holes on the course. Distance-wise, it's quite short for a par 4, so really if you find yourself through the trees out in the open, you're looking at a pretty easy birdie. It is eagleable if you manage to turn a driver all the way out there, but getting away with a birdie at Ascot's always good.
It is the easiest hole on the course, but when we say the easiest hole on the course at Ascot, we mean that it plays .26 under par.
So Joe with a great drive there, makes it through the trees around the corner, but he's right behind the bush in the circle. And I'm going to be sitting pretty close to him, tucked behind the only bush in the green.
The old-fashioned putt off. Jai, through the gap. Oh, not quite.
Just clipping one of the poplars there, that's unlucky.
Not an easy shot from there either.
Eilish hitting the same tree, that's unfortunate. She might have been going for the inside line there, I'm not sure.
Got some matchy-matchy going on the card here. First 2 and the second 2. Playing snap maybe.
Yeah, that's a good forehand from Jai. He'll have a chance to save his birdie still from there.
Yeah, it's probably still 100 metres to the basket from where he was, so... And with the ripping right to left.
Yep, another great shot from Eilish there. Should be looking at an easy par with a chance to run the basket for the 3.
So this is an eagle look. Just short and left. This is also an eagle look.
So it's an interesting green, this one. Being up on the hill and the consistent wind that we have at Ascot makes it quite hard, but you do have the sand around the base where if you land in it, you're barely ever going to roll away. So nice slow bids into the basket and you're pretty safe for a tap in afterwards.
So it looks like Joe and Ashton are going to walk away with birdies. Eilish and Jai with pars. This hole did get birdied in the FPO division. Megan Merrick locked that one in. And out of interest, the hole was actually eagled 3 times over the course of the league. So not an easy eagle, but Jasper Vandermeer, big arm, Ben Shakur, big arm, and Ashton Clark, big arm, all managing to get themselves looks and sink the eagle putt.
Yeah, really just a matter of getting on the right side of that tree by the basket. So hole 15, we've got a par 3, 83 metres, and the basket is tucked behind that tree there. You can see in the centre of the frame at the moment, really. There is some OB on the left. If you flare really far, you're going to find that, but it's usually just a headwind, overstable disc. Try and find yourself in the circle.
Yeah, every time I step up to this one, I think 83 metres, stock hyzer, easy, and then I throw it into the headwind and my disc ends up over on the right with like a 40 metre upshot. Not as easy as it looks on camera. Joe showing you exactly what I mean. You're showing me exactly what I mean too.
Found the tree again.
Tough to get the right angle on the disc.
I think with the 83 metres, a lot of people are probably in between their driver and their fairway slot, and with the headwind that can kind of confuse you because you're not throwing your standard shot for the hole.
Jai didn't seem confused at all.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, Eilish putting one out wide. It's looking like it's going to fade back in. Bit of a straight skip though. Still, she's a lot closer than us out here.
Yeah, that's a good shot. She gets a look.
Oh, great putt from Joe there. He's got a little turkey for himself. Definitely bringing the round back together.
Pushing to take the league out as well.
I got an awkward straddle here. And quite low. Just not what I was looking for.
Couldn't get it high enough. Eilish at her too, look.
Oh, so unlucky. It was pretty much in the basket. Beautiful tap-in birdie from Jai.
Good par there from Eilish.
Yeah, Eilish has got pretty clean back nine so far with just the one bogey in there, so she should be happy with that.
Hole 16, 104 metres. The basket is tucked around quite a bit, maybe like 20 metres deeper of those poplar trees that you can see there. So maybe you have a booming forehand. Maybe you have some sort of crazy turnover line that cuts the right side of the trees. This hole perplexes me.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. Joe manages to sneak through the poplars again.
Joe's got the poplars on the payroll today. We saw it in the front nine on the first hole. We've seen it here. That's pretty unlucky.
Just clipped the left-hand end of the row of trees there. Still had a bit of heat on it, so I was hoping for a flare skip after that one.
Yeah, you try and take it too close to those trees on the right, and you can end up pretty short. But this is actually a pretty decent spot if you're just playing for par. You can swing a hyzer around the right side, as Eilish is doing.
Definitely. After clipping the trees, to be in the middle of the fairway, it's a pretty good result.
Yeah, when I was down at Ascot last night, I actually decided that my play was going to be to throw to where Eilish was, just to get the par.
Yep, 3 is a great score on this hole. One of the odd ones out on the back 9 being a harder one on the course. Oh, great upshot from Jai. He should be tapping that one in. Joe actually putting for his birdie here. It's a long look, but he's definitely in for a stress-free 3. Oh, Eilish catching a little twig above her there. That looked like it was a good line out of the hand.
Decisive putting.
Yeah, been able to put away the pars quite nicely, just missing all of those circle's edge birdie putts was the story of my round.
Coming through clean on this back 9, you and Joe. It really is a massive contrast to the front 9.
Yeah, the course definitely eases up a little bit, and the vibe on the card usually changes because everyone's starting to score a bit better, so...
Yeah, we got a couple of requests to make the back 9 a bit harder, but I thought that it was worth preserving the fun element of the league. Hole 17, just a short one, but it will test your ability to hit gaps, select the right disc, 64 metres. A lot of people play skip shots, low forehands or backhands, or a spike hyzer, right hand, backhand.
Yeah, so once again, it's a hole where you're presented with the low forehand or the low skipping backhand, but if you have the option for the hyzer, there's just a huge gap in the sky, and it's only 64 metres. So Joe showing us the forehand play and nailing it once again. Jai going for the forehand as well. Similar line, but slightly more inside and no ground play.
Yeah, I'd say most players are looking to attack on this hole, card the birdie. One of only 3 holes to play under par for the league, and only 0.09 under par. But there's that hyzer line you were talking about. How did you know?
Yeah, in any opportunity to go to the sky, I prefer, because there's a lot less to hit up there.
Wow, hey, look at the speed of that line coming out of your arm. A rocket. Which one's Eilish going to do? None of the above. But, hey, that's not too bad.
Not a bad result. I think she might have been going for the straight backhand play there, which is a good option because you do have this row of poplars which will stop you skipping too far away.
Yeah, fair.
Great run from Jai. It looked like it was in from where the camera was.
Unfortunate, just a bit high. We're very fortunate this season to have some great support from some sponsors. We had RPM.
Ooh, that's unexpected.
Unlucky Joe. I'll try again. We had some great sponsors for the league. RPM Discs sponsored our junior and FPO weekly prizes. Vorticus sponsored our prizes for the best score by an unrated player. Disc Shop for our sub 900 rated best round of the week. And NZDSS on the MPO best round of the week. Ashton cards the 2. Bet you didn't expect to get a shot back there.
Not really, no. So, coming into our last hole, hole 18, is a par 3, 93 metres. You've got some really dangerous rough on the left and right of the basket there, so if you're not in the circle, you're scrambling through the blackberries.
Don't forget the ripping headwind every time. 93 playing like 113.
Yeah, so I've definitely found myself in those blackberries on the left there.
Back on hole 17, big shout out to Hanafi Zwat, who carded an ace on that hole early in the league. Spike Heiser line as you threw.
Yeah, that's the way.
Joe ending up a little bit right.
So Jai in the bushes on the left with me. It's a pretty common spot with the backhand to end up in there.
You can see a little gallery is formed here as most of the other cards are finished. I believe we had 50 on the final round. Average attendance of about 40. And our biggest round was about 61, 62 people. So we didn't really have any more room on the course. Awesome to see the support that the Christchurch disc golf community is showing Run at Disc Golf. Really reassuring that what we're doing is, well appreciated by the players out there.
Yeah, it's great to have these events in the local scene, just really helping push the level of play, having a competitive round that you can turn up to each week and kind of get into the competitive mindset instead of just having the tournaments where you have to travel. So yeah, really good to see.
Yeah, I get a sort of strange sense of pride seeing players that have come and played the league as their sort of gateway into competition start showing up at tournaments. It's it's really heartwarming.
Yeah, so everyone kind of just pitching up here for their pars to finish the round, I think. So a little bit anticlimactic, but the headwind 100-metre hole with blackberries is showing us.
And OB long.
That's right, OB long as well. So Joe tapping in a bogey there, taking him to 2 down for the round. I'll find a par to finish on -4. Eilish with a par as well, putting her on +14, and I think Jai is looking at a par as well, so he'll be on +7 there. Really tidied it up on the back 9. I think everyone had a pretty decent back 9 there.
It's been a great league season. Run at Disc Golf Sunday League saw 101 unique players, the largest number of players ever to play a PDGA sanctioned league in New Zealand, with 77 in MPO, 8 in FPO, 16 junior, and between them all they racked up 360 rounds. Let's take a look at the final scores. So Ashton taking out the round, your 3rd league round win, narrowly beating Joe, who tied Luke Holston in 2nd.
Cool, and also we got Jeremy Brokenshire, Gary O'Brien, and John O'Scott in 4th.
Yeah, a little shout out to Campbell there, new to the league, new player in the competitive scene, and shooting an even par on a really difficult course. Let's take a look at these overall standings. So in the MPO division, we paid down to 6th place, but winning Joseph Berry with a 982 average rating, closely chased by Ashton and Sebastian.
Cool, then we have Zach and Jeremy and Dimitri following that. Over on the FPO side, Eilish with a 861 overall rating, followed by Catherine Mason and Tegan Simpson.
And Jai winning the MJ18 division, Baden and Sam Lycan rounding it out in the top 3. Great performances from all of those juniors. It's really cool to see them, get better week by week.
Yeah, it's a strong crowd of juniors coming through. We've got a lot to look forward to in the future of Christchurch Disc Golf, that's for sure.
And here we are awarding the winners their prizes, Joseph, Eilish and Jai, in front of a small crowd that hung around. Joe giving us a little shout out, always a gentleman.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Flexline Media, and we'll see you at the next one.
It's been a pleasure to host it. Peace!